Each and every day, 43 children are diagnosed with cancer, with another 18% of the child population being diagnosed with a critical illness within the same year. Make-A-Wish is an organization that helps these children out each and every day. I've had the opportunity to help this organization myself for roughly the past 3 years within my own organization at Texas State. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about these illnesses, the impact that Make-A-Wish is having, and how you can get involved. Every day we wake up and we are able to have the same experience that these kids are going through. No one is safe from cancer, and it seems to be growing each and every day. Kids, unfortunately, are more vulnerable when it comes to these kind of diagnoses. For every one adult, 570 kids are going to fall susceptible to a disease of some sort. 12% of children, unfortunately, don't pass. They don't make it, which is hard to imagine. According to the National Cancer Institute, 11,000 children are going to be diagnosed with cancer in 2017, with similar and a little bit higher numbers projected for 2018. Roughly 13,000 is what they were coming up with for this year. But what if I told you there was a way to help these kids, even just for a little bit? Make-A-Wish has been around since 1980, and their goal is to grant wishes for children that find themselves in the most unimaginable situations. These critical illnesses are a lot. They're draining for both the parents and the child itself going through it. So Make-A-Wish does everything they can to make it a smooth journey. Forbes magazine actually has it ranked as one of the top 100 largest charity foundations. In 2017, they spent $254 million granting wishes, which I think is amazing. Their motto is "A wish is granted every 34 minutes, with the average wish costing $11,000. With the wishes, there's no one too small and no wish too big. The Make-A-Wish teams do everything that they can to get the volunteers and the donors to make the day feel just as perfect as the kid has imagined it to be. Whether it's a trip to Disney, a favorite celebrity, or one girl even remodeled a home. So, they kind of go across the board with that. With them granting every 34 minutes, there's a lot of manpower that goes into it. There's several local chapters throughout the cities and states, and there's super easy ways to get involved on their website. You can go anywhere from donating money to donating time and even airplane miles. But what is this really meaning to these wish kids? What kind of impact is the wish really having? Make-A-Wish just recently did a scientific study where they got 60 wish kids and, pros and cons to see how the wish was positively or negatively impacting them. They found that once the wish was granted, the children had higher self-esteem, and they were more positive. They didn't seem to regret going to the doctor as much. They weren't being as antsy about it. They kind of seemed to be okay. They weren't happy about it, but it seemed to make it a little more bearable. Make-A-Wish really stands by that they don't grant wishes for short-term smiles, but they do it for long-term health improvement. So they really understand that when these kids get away from the doctors, that they're really able to live a childhood that we've been so lucky to live ourselves. And I think sometimes people take it for granted. And it's been an eye-opening experience myself, seeing the kind of impact that it has on them and getting to meet them and kind of watch their journey. Most of my personal wish kids that I've helped wanted to go to Disney, so to see them meet the princesses and all that fun stuff. So it's really exciting. And then there are just 4 steps that kind of go into the Make-A-Wish Wish Kid portal. So it's obviously age. 2.5 is about the lowest they'll go, and 18. So there's foundations that help people once they hit that adulthood mark. But from the 2.5 to 18, they're they've been able to help the youngest to quite the oldest. So, and then the next one is obviously the medical eligibility. It does have to be a terminal illness, typically cancer, but sometimes there's heart conditions, and that's what they do. The next is the WISH team that I kind of referenced a little bit. They go to the WISH kids' home and learn everything about them and do research and spend time with them. And they're really the front line of what Make-A-Wish really stands for. And those will be within the local chapters and everything. And lastly is creating joy and creating that wish and bringing it to life. The wish is something that most kids will never forget. I know that it's a lasting impact, and for me, I couldn't be more grateful to be a part of an organization like this, and I just really encourage y'all to research and see how you can get involved, whether you want to volunteer time to maybe meet a wish kid or learn about them on the team, or provide miles or money. They'd really appreciate it. And I think it'd be really cool to be a part of a wish in the next 34 minutes. Thank you. Was that okay?